Okay, so this is our lawn area. Basically, this is where I take my PT sessions. So we want to keep a section of lawn for that. This is an Ambidual Plum. We only put it in a couple of weeks ago. And as you can see, unfortunately, it went in just before we had a heat wave. So it's gotten a little crispy, but we've got some new shoots coming. So we're just going to keep watering that one. Eventually it'll drop the dry leaves and replace it with nice healthy leaves. Here we have an Aok Plum. This is a new one I've found and I love it because I love those gorgeous leaves. But it also is apparently one of the highest antioxidants plums around, and it has a deep red flesh and skin. In the background you'll see our lavender. Now over here we have our ice cream bean. Now this is only a very young plant, but it is just starting to take off. Like a lot of the other things, it's a little bit sunburnt, but has a lot of new leaf growth coming through. This is a Panama Berry. Beautiful little flowers. This is a really gorgeous tree when it grows. Often is covered in flowers. It's one of those fruits that can fruit almost all year, and it is nicknamed cotton candy because of how sweet and delicious the fruit is. We have our lemonade lemon. Now we nearly lost this one. We don't know why, but it dropped all its leaves and we thought it was gone. But I gave it a really good dousing with trace elements, and as you can see we have new leaf growth. So I'm really pleased about that. Now this one here is our Panache Fig. Beautiful stripy fig. Now this one is actually growing from here up since we put it in, which was just a few months ago. So as you can see, figs grow quite rapidly. Now this beauty is our locust. Now this locust, I'm going to stand up next to it. As you can see, it's quite a bit taller than I am now. When I put this in about 2 years ago, it was just up to my shoulder. We've had 2 crops from this one since we've put it in. So hopefully next year we'll have a brilliant crop on it. This one's our blood orange. Unfortunately, due to the changes in the weather this year, we didn't get very many flowers, and the little bit of fruit that we did get on it fell off. So we're not going to get any fruit off this one this year, but that's okay. We're just going to keep feeding it some trace elements and let it recover, and hopefully it'll take off and we'll have a good crop next year. This one's a longanberry, and very much like a lychee. Our apricot, we got a great crop on that one this year. Our first real crop, probably about 25 apricots. Unfortunately the birds got a lot of those because we didn't net this year, but we're going to give it a good prune at the end of the season, and then next year it'll be netted. We put in a new apricot, so this is a early season and that's a mid-season, so we'll get apricots for a lot longer. This is our peacherine. Now this one we got a good crop from. We've eaten all the fruit off that one now, and as you can see the leaves are starting to yellow a little bit, so it's about time that we gave it a bit of food. So some compost and some hay from the chook pen that's allowed to compost down a bit will be going down around the base of that very soon. This is one of our nectarines. Now we've just harvested all the fruit off our white skin, This is our yellow skin, and this is a little bit later season, so about the end of February we'll be able to harvest these. We have our little mandarin and a nasty little critter, which is a harlequin bug. But as you can see, quite a few little nectarines on there. We have our almond, and yes, we actually have 2 little almonds. Only 2, but it's the first year this one's been in, so that's quite good. That's ruby saltbush. We have our green finger lime, our red finger lime, or pink finger lime, whatever you want to call it. Over here is our Celeste fig, and as you can see, we have figs. That one's new, has only just gone in, but it did have figs on it when we put it in. Over here we have our jujubes. These are ling jujubes, and if you look closely, that there, that's a little jujube. There's another one starting to form. These are also known as Chinese red dates. And I have my little visitor. We have a choco vine just starting. Over the back here, we have our Tahitian lime. That's finally starting to take off. It's taken a while, and I do need to get in and weed the base of that. They're not super keen on having any sort of plants around the roots, so I need to get onto that as soon as I can. Finally, in this section for the fruit trees, we have our kumquat, and that's it just there. I've had 2 quite good crops off that one. Okay, hang around for our next part. Check below.